2 Kings 18. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. The letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago. Happy Sabbath, by the way. Yah is short for YahWeh, YahWeh, same thing. Yod He Vav He. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. Yah is a very jealous El. He is so jealous that he doesn't want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And if you take a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. Another word for kings, or not king, well, kings is sovereigns, I'm pretty sure, and judges is rulers, judges. And the word I've been saying this whole time, Hoshea, I went and looked it up because I was pretty sure that there was a book in here with Hosea, and it does, and Hoshea is Hosea. I mean, it sounds quite similar, but again, I'm ignorant when it comes to these to different languages. I know English, and even then, I'm not that good. I mean, I think I'm good, but then I realize that there's a lot of words out there that make it so that I'm not that good, and then I'm just like, you know what? It's better to just always say that you're not that good at anything. You can always get better. Always. 2 Kings 18. And it came to be in the 3rd year of Hoshea, son of Elah, sovereign of Israel, that I was reading something last night. The ayahs, Jeremiah. It was Yahu. This is Yah. Hizkiah. H with a dot, Izqiyah, son of Ahaz, sovereign of Yehuda, began to reign. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Abi, A-B with a line underneath of it, I, daughter of Zechariah, Z-E-K with a line underneath of it, A-R-Y-A-H. And he did what was right in the eyes of YahWeh, according to all that his father David did. He took away the high places and broke the pillars and cut down the Asherah, A-S-H-E'-E-R-H. Excuse me. And broke in pieces the bronze serpent which Moshe had made, for until those days the children of Israel burned incense to it and called it Nehushtan. N-E-H with a dot, U-S-H-T-A-N. Moses put that staff there to remind them of the coming out of Mitzrayim, Egypt. And they turned around and started worshiping it and gave it its own name. Good reason why you can't put signs in stone or any form like that, like an actual like molded image basically, nor the Father nor the Son, because then you're just worshiping an object rather than the actual being itself, which is stupid. Anyways, he put his trust in YahWeh Elohim of Israel, and after him was none like him among all the sovereigns of Yehuda, nor who were before him. And he clung to YahWeh, he did not turn away from following him. He guarded his commands which YahWeh had commanded Moshe. And Moshe was with him wherever he went. He acted wisely, and he rebelled against the sovereign of Ashur, and did not serve him. He struck the Philistines as far as Azza, Azzah, and its borders, from watchtower unto the walled city. And it came to be in the 4th year of sovereign Hizkiah, which was the 7th year of Hoshea son of Elah, sovereign of Israel, that Shalmaneser, Shalmaneser, sovereign of Ashur, came up against Shamron and besieged it, and they captured it at the end of 3 years, in the 6th year of Hizkiah. Okay, so there's Hizkiah, which is without the U, and then there's the one with the U, but I've seen this a few times, and I'm pretty sure it's the same person. In the next year of Hizkiah, the reason why I'm saying all this is because Isaiah, if you look at how it's spelt in Hebrew, it's similar. I call it Yeshayahu because it's got Yahu, but it's Isaiah, then that's why I'm thinking that. But then Jeremiah is Ayah, so there's Aya and Ayah. That is the 9th year of Hoshea, sovereign of Israel. Shamron was captured, and the sovereign of Ashur exiled Israel to Ashur and placed them in Hala, H with a dot, H with a dot, and Haber, H with a dot, AB with a line underneath of it, OR, the river of Gozan, Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes, Medes. Because they did not obey the voice of YahWeh their Elohim, but transgressed his covenant, all that Moshe the servant of YahWeh had commanded, they did not obey nor do them. And in the 14th year of sovereign Hizkiah, Sanherib, SANH with a dot, E with a half a check mark, RIB with a line underneath of it, sovereign of Ashur, came up against all the walled cities of Yehuda and captured them. And Hizkiah, sovereign of Yehuda, sent to the sovereign of Ashur at Lachish, saying, I have done wrong, turn away from me, I shall bear whatever you impose on me. And the sovereign of Ashur imposed upon Hizkiah, the sovereign of Yehuda, 300 talents of silver and 30 talents of gold. And Hizkiah gave him all the silver that was found in the house of YahWeh and in the treasuries of the sovereign's house. At that time Hizkiah cut off the doors of the Hekel of YahWeh. Hekel is HE with a half a check mark, K with a line underneath of it, AL. And the doorpost which Hizkiah, sovereign of Yehuda, had overlaid, and gave it to the sovereign of Ashur. And the sovereign of Ashur sent the Tartan, Tartan, and the Rabsaris, RAB with a line underneath of it, SARIS, and the Rabshakeh, RAB with a line underneath of it, SHAQE with a half a check mark, H, from Lachish, LAK with a line underneath of it, ISH, with a great army against Jerusalem, to sovereign Hizkiah, Hizkiyahu, Jeremiah, Ayah, Hizkiah, and they went up and came to Jerusalem. And when they had come up, they came and stood by the channel of the upper pool, which was on the highway to the launderer's field. And they called to the sovereign and Eliakim, Elyaqim, son of Hilkiah, Hilkiah, who was over the household, and Shebna, Sheb with a line underneath it, Nah, the scribe, and Yoah, Yo' with a dot, son of Asaph, Asaph, the recorder, came out to them. And the Rabshakeh said to them, please say to Hilkiah, thus said the great sovereign, the sovereign of Ashur, what is this trust in which you have trusted? You have spoken of having counsel and strength for battle, but they are only words of the lips. And in whom do you trust that you rebel against me? Now look, you have put your trust in the staff of this crushed reed Mitzrayim, on which if a man leans, it shall go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh sovereign of Mitzrayim to all who trust in him. But when you say to me, we trust in YahWeh our Elohim, is it not he whose high places and whose slaughter places Hilkiah has taken away, and said to Yehuda and Jerusalem, bow yourselves before this slaughter place in Jerusalem? And now I urge you, give a pledge to my master the sovereign of Ashur. Then I give you 2,000 horses, if you are able to put riders on them. And how do you turn back the face of one commander of the least of my master's servants, and trust in Mitzrayim for chariots and horsemen? Have I now come up without YahWeh against this place to destroy it? YahWeh said to me, go up against this land, and you shall destroy it. Then said Eliakim, son of Hilkiah, and Shebna, and Yoah to the Rabshakeh, please speak to your servants in Aramaic, Aramaic, for we understand it, and do not speak to us in the language of Yehuda in the ears of the people on the wall. And the Rabshakeh said to them, has my master sent me to your master and to you to speak these words, and not to the men sitting on the wall to eat their own dung and drink their own urine with you? And the Rabshakeh stood and called out with a loud voice in the language of Yehuda, and spoke and said, hear the word of the great sovereign, the sovereign of Ashur. Thus said the sovereign, do not let Hilkiah deceive you, for he is unable to deliver you out of his hand. And do not let Hilkiah make you trust in YahWeh, saying, YahWeh shall certainly deliver us, and this city is not given into the hand of the sovereign of Ashur. Do not listen to Hilkiah, for thus said the sovereign of Ashur, make peace with me by a present, and come out to me, and let each of you eat from his own vine, and each from his own fig tree, and each of you drink the waters of his own cistern, until I come. Then I shall take you away to a land like your own land, a land of grain and new wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of olive trees and honey, and live and not die. But do not listen to Hilkiah when he misleads you, saying, YahWeh shall deliver us. What a bunch of foolish people. Has any of the mighty ones of the nations at all delivered its land from the hand of the sovereign of Ashur? No, because they were all idols, things created by man. When all the mighty ones of Hamath and Arpad, where are the mighty ones of Hamath and Arpad? Hamath is H with a dot, A-M-A-T-H, and Arpad is A-R-P-A-D with a line underneath of it. Where are the mighty ones of Sepharwaim, S-E-P-H-A-R-W-A-Y-I-M, and Hena, H-E with a half a check mark, N-A, and Iwa, I-W-W-A-H. These are all idols. Did they deliver Shamron from my hand? No, because they're useless. Who among all the mighty ones of the lands have delivered their land out of my hand, that YahWeh should deliver Jerusalem from my hand? But the people were silent and did not answer him a word, for the command of the sovereign was, do not answer him. And Eliakim, son of Hilquai, who was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and Joah, son of Asaph, the recorder, came to Hizkiah with their garments torn, and they reported to him the words of the Rabshakeh. Stuff's going down.